Hello students, welcome to Sairam English classes. Today we will read chapter 3 Deep Water of class 12th Flamingo book written by W.O. Douglas. Before starting the chapter, please like and subscribe the channel for new updates. Now we will discuss about the writer William Orville Douglas. He was an American jurist and politician. He was born on October 16, 1898. After doing graduation, he taught for 2 years in a school in Yakima. But soon he got tired of his job and pursued a legal career. He was appointed to the United States Supreme Court at the age of 40 and served for more than 36 years, longer than any other justice in the court's history. He died on January 1998 in Washington. Introduction of the chapter. In this story, Douglas talks about his fear of water and how he finally overcomes it with his strong willpower, courage, hard work, and determination. Once it took courage, the fear vanished. It shows most of our fears are baseless. Fear creates danger where there is none. The writer experiences further and confirm the proverbial truth. Where there is a will, there is a way. Summary of the chapter. The lesson Deep Water is taken from Of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. It means it is an extract which is taken from Of Men and Mountains. It describes how, as a young boy, the narrator was nearly drowned in a swimming pool. In this essay, he talks about his fear of water and thereafter how he finally overcome it. The narrator decided to learn to swim. There was a pool at YMCA. It offered him a good opportunity. Swimming in the Yakima River was quite dangerous. His mother had warned against it, but the YMCA pool was safe for swimming. It was 2 to 3 feet deep at the shallow and at the deep end it was 9 feet. A YMCA. The full name of this pool was Young Men's Christian Association. The narrator, when he was about 10 or 12, 11 years old, he had joined this YMCA pool. He did not go to the Yakima River because his mother has warned him already about the Yakima River. That river was very dangerous because it was very deep. But YMCA pool was a safe place according to her mother because it was 2 to 3 feet deep at the shallow end and the deep end it was 9 feet. He also got a pair of water wings to prevent drowning. He did not like to wear the swimming costume, which exposed his thin legs. But as he was keen to swim, as he was interested to swim, he gave up his self-respect and wore this. He had developed a terror of water since childhood. When he was 3 or 4 years old, the writer had gone to California with his father. One day on the beach, the waves knocked the child down and swept over him. The child was terrified, but the father, who knew there was no harm, laughed. The experience bred a permanent fear of water in the child's subconscious mind. Still another incident, more serious, increased his terror. Here the writer is saying that from the very beginning he had an aversion to the water. This started when he was 3 or 4 years old and his father took him to the beach in California. He and his father stood together in the surf. He hung on to him, yet the waves knocked him down and swept over him. He was buried in water. His breath was gone. He was frightened. Father laughed because he knew that there was not harm in that by these waves, but there was a terror in his eyes, in his heart, in writer's heart, at the overpowering force of the waves. The misadventure at YMCA pool. Why this incident is called misadventure? And what was happened at the YMCA pool? The narrator was alone at the pool. He didn't go inside the water alone. Then comes a big, bully, strong boy. He was a powerful boy. He cried, "Hi, Skinny!" Then he picked the narrator up and tossed him into the deep water, and he went at once to the bottom. He was frightened, but not out of his mind. He decided to make a big jump from the bottom. He would try to come to the surface. He would lie, flit the water. Finally, he would try to come to the edge of the pool. He is saying that he went to the pool when no one else was there. The place was quiet, the water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white as clean as a bathtub. He was timid about going in alone, so he sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. Suddenly, a big boy, or you can say a strong boy who was nearly 18 years of old, came there, and he called him Skinny. He called him a lean and thin. Skinny is used for lean and thin person. Then he picked the narrator up and threw him into the deep water, and he went at once to the bottom. Suddenly he picked him up and tossed him into the deep, and he landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. He got frightened, but not yet frightened out of his wits. He was not lost his mind. On the way down, he was planning. He planned that when his feet hit the bottom, he would make a big jump and come to the surface. He lied flat on it and paddled to the edge of the pool. He felt helpless. Those 9 feet were more like 90. His lungs were ready to burst. But when he hit the bottom, he gathered all his strength. He made great spring upwards. He came up rather slowly. He felt helpless. He was suffocating. He tried to cry, but no sound came out. He swallowed water and choked. His legs were paralyzed and straight. William took a long time to reach the bottom of the pool. It seemed that depth was 90 feet instead of 9 feet. He was feeling that these are not 9 feet, they are like 90 feet. He was not able to hold his breath and felt as his lungs would burst. They are not they will not work. When his feet touched the bottom of the pool, he gathered all his strength. He collected all his strength and jumped upwards. He had thought the next moment he would come out of the pool, but it not come suddenly. He came to the pool very slowly. His movement upward was so slow, and when he opened his eyes, he saw water all around, which was yellowish in color. He got scared and tried to grab something. He was trying to hold something, a rope, or anything which would help him reach the edge of the pool. But he got nothing other than water. He was at a loss of breath and tried to scream for help, but no sound came out of his mouth. His nose and eyes came out of the water, but his mouth remained in the water. A great force pulled him underwater. He was getting dizzy. He went down endlessly. Then great terror seized him. His arms would not move. He tried to call for help. A great force pulled him underwater. He was trying to come up, but all the efforts are in vain. 2 times he had tried to come out of the water. he was getting dizzy. Now he was getting dizzy. He was feeling dizziness. जैसे चक्कर आता है तो that is called dizziness. He went down endlessly and he was feeling that he was getting down into the water. Then great terror seized him and again he got fear. His arms would not move. His limbs were getting paralyzed. He was feeling that his limbs, his hands, his legs are not working. They got paralyzed. Only his heart was there, which is indicating that he was alive. He tried to call for help, but nothing was happening. He wanted air, but got only water. He was trying to find something, rope, etc. He wanted air, oxygen, but he was getting only water there. Then all the efforts ceased, stopped. He felt like sleeping. Then he got fainted and he felt like sleeping. After some time, he found himself lying on his stomach beside the pool. And when he got consciousness, after some time, he was lying on the pool and vomiting there. The boy who threw him, the strong bully who threw him into the water, he was saying that he was just joking there. But the narrator had nearly died. But the narrator was only, but the narrator was so panicked. Only he was saying that he had not words to experience that, to depict that condition which he had faced there in the water. Fear continuously haunted him. For many days, he was constantly haunted by the fear. After many days, after the many days of the incident, he was haunted by the fear. He never went back to the pool. He feared water and avoided it whenever he could, because as a we have a human tendency, which the thing which we get afraid, we try to avoid them. Same it was happening with the William. The terror would seize him. His legs got paralyzed. The fear stayed with him as the year rolled by or passed by. On the bottom, his fishing trips were destroyed as he did not enjoy boating and swimming due to the fear. Got an instructor and learned swimming. The narrator got an instructor. He went to a pool. He practiced 5 days a week. The instructor put a belt around him. A rope attached to the belt went through a pulley. On each trip across the pool, a bit of panic seized him. It was 3 months before the tension began to disappear. He taught the narrator how to put his face under water and exhale, then how to raise his nose and inhale. He repeated the exercise hundreds of times. Then finally, one October, he decided to get an instructor and learn to swim. So he went to a pool and practiced 5 days a week, an hour each day. The instructor put a belt around him. A rope attached to the belt went through a pulley. The belt was attached to a thick rope and it went through an overhead pulley and was held by the instructor. It ensured that in case William drowned, the instructor would pull him out. He swam across the length of the pool for several weeks. Whenever the instructor loosened the rope, he went down into the water and the fear would return to him. It would immobilize his legs. It was after 3 months of practice that William got comfortable. Then the instructor taught him to breathe in the water. He taught him to put his face under the water and exhale his breath. He was taught to raise his nose out of the water and inhale. He practiced several times. Gradually, he got rid of the panic that would grab him whenever he put his under the water. At last, he conquered his fear. Next, the instructor taught him how to kick with his legs. For many weeks, he did a lot of practice. At first, his legs refused to work when he went near the water. Sometimes it happens when he went to the pool and saw the water, He refused to walk. He refused to swim to the instructor because he feel that his legs got again paralyzed to see the water. But he could command them. Finally, he could command them, and at last, the instructor made him a real swimmer in phases. When William had perfected each phases, he compiled them, and in the month of April, the instructor told William that now he could swim. He asked him to dive into the pool and swim the length of the pool in a particular style called the crawl stroke. But he still feared to be alone in the pool. This went on until July, so he went to Lake Wentworth and dived off a dock at Trix Island. He swam without fear and he swam in water 2 times. Finally, he had conquered his fear of water. He swam till the month of July, but he was not satisfied by his performance. He wanted to be sure that all of the fear had left him or not. So he went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire. It is in New Hampshire, and dived into it from Trix Island and swam for 2 miles up to Stamp Act Island. He swam in different style: crawl, beast, crawl, breast, stroke, side stroke, and backstroke. The terror returned only once when he was in the middle of the lake. When he put his hat underwater, he saw water all around and the fear returned. This time he laughed at the terror and said to it that he could not harm him, that it could not harm him. He saw that the terror vanished and he resumed swimming. The experience left a deep meaning. It was a unique experience. It left a deep imprint on his mind. He could never forget it. It had a deep meaning for him. He had experienced both the feelings, the sensation of dying and the terror that fear can produce. The writer is saying here that this experience had a great importance in his life. He realized that death was peaceful and only the fear of death was fearful. He recollects the words of one of the presidents of America, Roosevelt. Roosevelt had said that all we have to fear is fear itself. As he had experienced death and the fear of death, his desire to live grew immensely. He felt released from fear and was free to walk up the trails and climb up to the mountains fearlessly. Thank you. If you have understand the lesson, please like and subscribe for the channel. Thank you.